Evening everybody. I got a comment on one of the videos I made about my little GoPro clone, the GoXtreme camera, about stitching together like the photos if you're in the time-lapse mode. I can do that, but first I need to get some photos stitched together. So I've got my camera, I've got a lump of blue tack. The really nice thing about this camera is it's super light, right? So just a little bit of blue tack and that'll be fine. I'm in my car, as you may be able to see. Let's go for a drive and get some frames to stitch together.
While we're making this, let's just set up the time lapse just so it's absolutely clear. I may have done this on the previous time lapse video, but anyway, turn it on, hold down the front button. That light comes on and you're seeing a preview in the screen. You're then going to press the power button again until that icon turns into a sort of camera with a clock by it. But we'll also set the options up as for the time lapse as well. So you are going to press the power button once, camera mode, twice. That's the multi snap mode. Then you'll see the you'll get the icon there. Now if you click that power button again, you get the spanner, which means you're on settings. Top button to go, I want to go into the settings, right? So you get your settings window. Oh, that's quite hard to see. Buttons on the side, go down to continuous lapse. It says continuous lapse. Filming the screen is difficult though. And then I'm going to say, top button to say, I want to go into that. Now I've got this set to being on. When the camera comes, it might be set to off. You want to put it to on, which means it'll do the time lapse business for you. Okay, so that's fine. So top button, take you back to the main menu. Okay, and then the option above continuous lapse is time lapse. So up, top button, so I go into there, and that gives me options to do 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or 60 seconds. Okay, so it's set to 30, but what I can do is I can use these buttons there, and that's set to 20 seconds. Boom. Buttons on the side, up, and then until the cross is illuminated. So I want to go out of the setup options. Then we're in just normal video mode. So again, front button once, twice, 3 times. There's your little time lapse icon in the corner there. Okay, and it's telling me, I've taken 53 photos and I've got 414 space for 414 remaining. That's what you're seeing on the top there. So we can engage that mode by the top button like we were making a video, and you can hear, right, there's a countdown. So remember, we set it for 20 seconds. This is interesting, isn't it? Ready. Right, because it's on continuous, countdown starts again, and it'll just keep going. Quit out of that, top button. Okay, so that's setting up the time lapse. Right, I'm going to pull so I've just been for a drive. I'm going to pull the photos is the word off the camera. I'm going to show you how to stitch those together. The actual question was, how do we stitch the images together? What I'm going to show you is a platform agnostic way of doing it, which is a fancy way of saying this will work whether you're running a Mac, whether you're running Windows, or whether you're running Linux, basically. Now, obviously, you know, you might be screaming at the computer, well, I can just throw these into iMovie. Well, if you're on a PC, you won't have iMovie, but you're right, you can throw them into iMovie. The problem with iMovie is you put a load of images in, it'll automatically do the Ken Burns effect and everything, and that can be kind of annoying if you just want like a sweep of photos. Yeah, I mean, there are probably ways of setting up an iMovie project so you can just import the pictures and it'll just run like a movie. Could do that. I recall Windows Movie Maker back in the day. You could throw images into that, and that would just make a stream of that would turn the images essentially into a movie. But now, like, I've not played with the new kind of photo stroke video editor in Windows too much. I've had a little play with it in terms of just video editing. It was all right, like, but anyway, this is say a platform agnostic way of doing it that will cost you no money. Okay, in your browser of choice, search for ImageJ. So let's go back. That's the term you want to search for, ImageJ. In fact, I can put this link in my description. And as I said, there's a version for macOS, there's a version for Linux, and there's a version for Windows. There's even source code for the brave developers out there. And so this is a Java program. As you can see, there's these installs come bundled with Java. Now, back in the day, you have to be a little bit careful because in Windows world, you could have different versions of Java on your machine. And I remember a few years ago that could become a bit of a nightmare. I think it's all a bit sort of tidier now. So what ImageJ is basically, this is an image analysis program that's kind of geared towards scientists, but it will do exactly what we want it to do. Do it in a bit of a sort of simple way, but sometimes simple is the way forward. So here's ImageJ. So we've got, yeah, this this is the folder I've put all the photos in. Okay, so we can see one. So this is definitely going to be a sort of more artistic kind of project. Now, what we could do is we could load each. You just drag each image in. Obviously, that's not particularly sensible. Crikey, I don't think it's really that big. It's not that big on disk. We don't want to sort of drag every single photograph in. No. But that's okay. ImageJ's got us covered. So if you go to File, we see some familiar things here. We're not going to go Open. We're going to go Import Image Sequence. Yeah, and I believe we can just point a folder at it. Let's just see, does it understand that? Yeah, there we go. It knows it's got 52 images in it. It allows us to start at wherever we want and end. Now I know that last two images on there, no, I can't set the last image. I was just going to say the last two images are of just me just playing with the camera, but that's fine. That's fine. We can scale as well. We can put a filter on there. So if you've got some kind of filtering in the file name setup, we can put that in there. And there's a few other options. Yeah, this might take a while. So just be aware. Let's just get it going. Yeah, we'll see the progress here. So just be aware of the kind of, I mean, this GoXtreme actually sort of when it records photographs, it records in quite good resolution. Yeah, so it's gonna take about 30 seconds to load them all up. I'll speed this section up. Okay, so what you're going to get now is something called a stack, which is literally just like a stack of images. And it's taken the folder as like kind of the name of the stack. And we've got a little play button here and a little scroll bar here. So we can just, we can literally drag our little scroller there. Or we can just send it playing. And there we go. So that is essentially our our little movie. There we go. Let me just scroll to the end. There we go. Here's me playing around, because what I can show you here is, yeah, we don't want that in the original movie, so I'm just going to delete the slice. Right, easy peasy. So there's all our images, and then we're not, yes, we are going to do a save. We're going to do a save as, and we're going to save it as an AVI, which is an old-fashioned movie format. But the nice thing about an AVI is you can pretty much any kind of movie editing software will read an AVI file. We've got different, we've got, yeah, none, PNG compression, JPEG compression. You know, you can play with these and play with your frames per second to get something that looks decent. I mean, obviously I've only got 50 photographs here, so, you know, yeah, just play with that until you get something that looks good. We'll accept 7 frames per second, so every second it's going to roughly calculate that you're going to see 7 images. Yeah, let's call it driving demo. Into the driving folder, that's fine. Save, and again, you know, bear in mind these are fairly big images, so it's going to take some time to process. Oh, should we do it in real? Okay, we'll do it in real. I'll speed this up in the final video mix, but let's just do it in real time so you can see. I mean, if you could imagine you had 200 or 500 or 1,000 images, you know, this is something to sort of set going and then go and make a cup of tea. Or you could do it in chunks, right? You could do it in chunks of 100 photographs and then, you know, create about 10 AVI files and then stitch those together. So that's done. That is done, that is done, that is done. So my folder, here we go, driving demo today. And this is our movie. There we go. That's my little car journey, recorded as a series of photographs. Awesome. Just while we have this stack open, I'll just show you a couple of other cool things you can do. One thing we can do is, here we go, make montage. Let's just do, we know we've got 50 images, so let's do 10 by 5. Let's scale them. Let's first slice, last slice. So all these options here are fairly logical. And what the montage is basically makes a contact sheet, right? So that's pretty cool. So if you want to have a quick way of making contact sheet from a load of photos, this is a good way of doing that. And again, because you're working with a stack, you know, you can sort of, you know, you can apply these kind of really basic image manipulation things, but you can do it on, you know, everything in the stack. So, oh, I'm trying to make them black and white, but I don't know whether it's going to allow me to do that. Yeah, there we go. So then I've just made the entire stack black and white. So we can go for a bit of a noir feel. Oh, that doesn't look too bad, actually. Cool. And obviously, yeah, it's just going to keep playing. And obviously, you know, I can make a video, you know, an AVI, an AVI of that. I could, you know, I could do another, you know, do another montage of that. There we go. Cool. And then if you want to get really kind of creative, you can do what's called a Z project, which is basically, you know, show me all of the photos at the same time, and there's various different options for doing that. And you know, just have a play, see what kind of effects you can get. You can get some pretty cool effects with this. Yeah, okay. That looks terrible. It's just black.
It's black, like the clouds of death that follow me into the forest of doom and hide in the wardrobe of darkness.
Let's try a different settings. Average intensity. This may just look kind of, yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, that just looks weird and crazy. It looks just like rain on a windscreen or something. But if you play with that feature, you'll get an idea of what it can do, and you can get some kind of interesting effects with that. This also, you can build up a 3D image as well. I mean, it won't make sense with the images I've got. Stacks 3D project, so you can there's various options there for doing sort of 3D projects. So you can imagine if you had sort of, say, tomography images, slices through a thing like MRI images or something. You could build a 3D model. So yeah. Have fun. I've had some really good fun with this camera. I mean, it's small size and the various attachments that come with it. It's been pretty handy. And again, you can just sort of throw it in your pocket and almost forget it's there and go off and do your walking, driving, whatever. Pretty handy. Good luck with your time-lapse projects. If you do some cool projects, and if you want to share it onto YouTube, put a link in the comments. Let me know how you get on. Previously, I mean, I've I've done various time-lapse movies for scientific projects back in a previous life. I remember once I set up a camera up in actually that was a lab, just pointing to the sky. So you can get some cool kind of clouds rolling across the skies. That works real well. That works really well. So anyway, any other questions? Put them downstairs. All right. Cheers, folks.